Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and SMART, bringing people together.
Live from Channel 5 studio in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes, Start Your Morning Right with your hosts, Sabrina Daly and April Martinez.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm April Martinez, and good morning, Belize.
And good morning, April.
How are you doing, girl?
I'm good. It's good to have you here.
It's good to have you here on, I guess, Galentine's?
Yeah.
Happy Galentine's.
Happy Galentine's.
That's the way to go, I guess. But thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having me at home. And of course, starting your morning right here with us on Open Your Eyes.
It's a beautiful Thursday morning
It's getting
this
hot.
morning. Yeah, it's been a little bit warmer, but you know what? I'll take it over the rain that we have been experiencing.
Agreed.
I know that I just heard Paul say yesterday, we got to get some sun out because we do want to see some road construction begin. That has been an issue all over the country, and I know, guys, I hear it from you.
My vehicle
I experienced
hears
it myself. I just rolled in the parking lot earlier this morning, and I hit a pothole, and I was like, oh, that was bigger than I expected.
You know, and every time that happens, I kind of just like rub the dashboard of my car, kind of just like, I'm so sorry. I didn't see it.
I do it too.
But yes, we're hoping for some dry weather. We are getting into that season, of course, of dry season, of the hot season here in Belize. So the temperatures are about to get warmer, but we're going to hear about that from the folks at the Met Service. But Sabrina, there's a lot to discuss.
There is.
There's a lot of news out there. We're going to be hearing a lot more of that political banter as the days lead up to the election date. So let's jump into what's buzzing. All right, as we mentioned, there's a lot of chatter and buzz surrounding the political front in Belize at the moment, particularly with the court hearing that was done yesterday. And I heard it went all throughout the night, even after the news, right?
Very long.
And for our viewers, of course, that knew we had one of the claimants on the show the other day, on Tuesday, by Mr. Jeremy Enriquez, and he was represented by Justice
Anand
Ramlogan, yes, virtually, because Mr. Ramlogan was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I guess Paul was here a little bit in the interim, but he said that it was on from about 11 in the morning and still up until the newscast that night. So that means that there was a lot of back and forth. And for those of you that are trying to figure out what's happening, it has to do with the matter of redistricting. And for this particular court case now, it's because the government, the Prime Minister, called for elections. And at the time when they were going through this process, they were hoping that they would get at least about 5 days notice prior to the elections being called so that they could have this hearing. Now, for our viewers as well who thinks that this is, you know, this is just up and coming, this is short notice, why are they doing this now? Please be reminded that the topic of redistricting actually came up in 2019, prior to the 2020 elections. We have been having this conversation about redistricting for quite some time. And I think the matter of
which the People's United Party presented themselves as an interested party in carrying out this process.
Exactly.
So it was expected that we would see the redistricting exercise take place in their term, which would have been from 2020 to now. That never happened.
It did not.
And so they are now telling the public that give us a next term and we'll see to it that it takes place. Now, you said a lot, April. We had our colleague Paul Lopez on the set with us last night on the news talking about just some of the sights and sounds that took place in that court hearing. It was a tedious process. As far as I know, Paul said last night that they were supposed to expect some results last night, but that never happened. And so we will be continuing to follow this development. I know that the hope is that there will be an answer before the election takes place, because the idea is they want redistricting to take place. And for those of you who still are not aware of why redistricting is important, it's essentially to have equitable voting across the country. We are looking at certain constituencies in the country that has over 10,000 voters compared to some here in Belize City that only has about 2,000. And so it's so important that we ensure that each voter has the same power in casting their ballot.
The representation is really important if you wonder why some of your issues are not being properly addressed.
Especially when we think of the southern parts of the country that are always complaining about feeling forgotten and left out.
This is an example one area rep for so many different villages, you know. And for our viewers, I was reading this wonderful article by Dr. Dylan Vernon on his Time Come blog. For those of you that would like to read it, it's online, where he does talk about this exact same issue. He talks about the court hearing. He talks about, you know, why redistricting is so important, but also, you know, the bipartisanism of the Elections and Boundaries Commission, where, you know, essentially all governments, both the opposition and the present administration, do have a hand in selecting those that go into the electoral the Elections and Boundaries Commission, and if you have both parties that don't necessarily want to see redistricting occur,
we'll be in circles.
We will never get it done, because they will always have their people in the commission voting on their behalf. So we need to have a little bit more of an understanding of who makes these decisions, and you know, for a country that is democratic, as Belizeans, you have that power to understand why this is important. So, like you said, Sabrina, we're going to keep tabs on this.
We are. But moving into our next topic of discussion, I remember it was just a couple weeks ago we spoke about the new launch of the Creole dictionary that would have taken place. I believe they also highlighted some courses that were being provided at the University of Belize. Well, that unveiling of the Creole dictionary took place yesterday, and it's exciting because I heard there are many new words being added to the dictionary as well.
You may know what a tat?
Not if you just say it like that. I think if I heard it in a conversation, I would be able to use context clues, because, guys, I feel like that's a word you would use in the rural communities.
It is.
And I come from the rural communities.
So that's what the editor-in-chief, Sylvana Uds, was saying, that they went, they did a lot of research to have more words being added to this dictionary. And then when she was talking about the word tat, I would think about teaching, I would think about coconut tart, right? And she's like
tart.
Yes, but she said no, it's the board to sit upon in a dory, which is mostly used in the River Valley community.
I've definitely heard that word being used in that way before. But you know, it makes me think too, because I've heard when I jump into my dialect that people would tell me, you know, you sound very village, and I would always wonder, what's the difference between, you know, your Creole and my Creole that I would talk?
I will say though, and this is something that even Sylvana and I had spoken about a while ago, that some of the words and some of the phrases and statements used by our grandparents and her grandparents, we don't use those anymore. And I think it's more because we're becoming more Americanized with the way we speak English.
Well, you should hear my household at times.
But but I really, really love that. I mean, if you haven't gotten your hands on it, it's great. I personally use it already. And it's not just words, but they're also phrases in there that kind of make you be a little bit more selective of how you use certain words in a particular sentence. But I really appreciate this book. I love the fact that they have Miss Myrna Manzanares and Leila Vernon on the cover. It's a wonderful tribute to all the work that they've done.
You know, I'm wondering the end goal of this, if it will be achieved sooner rather than later, seeing Creole be recognized as a language rather than a dialect, than broken English, and what that would look like. I can't wait to say that I know 2 languages, or 2.5, you know, if you count Spanish a little bit, I don't know, a little something, something. But that would be absolutely amazing.
Let me ask you a question, and I'm going to pose this question to our viewers as well. What was your first language?
English.
English. English is what your mom and everybody spoke to you
We
in your
speak English
house.
a lot because I'm surrounded by teachers around me, and so we do speak Creole as well. I grew up with both of them in the household.
And okay, so I'm going to ask this question to my viewers as well. You know, what was your first language? What was the language that was spoken to you at home before you started to go to school? And I pose that question because Belize is such a multilingual country that it's very hard for somebody to say, or the majority to say, that English was their first actual language. The first language that I spoke was Spanish. And going to school and not speaking English was really, really difficult. And going to school and trying to blend with your friends socially, you had to speak Creole. And then going into the classroom, you have to speak English because that's what's being academically taught. So as a child where English is not your first language, perhaps Creole is your first, or you know, one of your indigenous languages is your first, how do you go about in a society that tells you that English is the official language when majority of your population speaks all these other different languages?
Yeah, it's an interesting discussion. I know that this is one of those celebrated moments for the Creole Council as well. And so I'm looking forward to seeing more initiatives that will be highlighting the Creole language as it seeks to become officially and more formally recognized as a language as well. And I think the start of it is seeing things like this take place, having opportunities to learn the proper way to speak and write Creole from the university level. Seeing these courses being shared from the University of Belize is also an opportunity to set that on stone.
I'm so excited to hear the feedback of these languages being taught at UB.
I want to say how I want to hear the discussion when we start writing it, and then I have to tell April that's not the proper way, or April has to tell me that's not the proper way.
Could you?
Because Isani would say with Creole, the ranga writer,
or the ranga corrector, or something like that. But I saw the banner in the video, and I was concentrating so hard trying to read it properly, just to kind of say it's easy for read and write in Creole. There it is. Easy for learn and read. If you read and write in Belize Creole, it took me a while. It took me a while to see it and be like, okay, I'm thinking too much about it, and I have to just stop and just read the thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know. For me, I've never had an issue reading Creole.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it just comes second
So you read that
so
with
quickly.
ease.
So
some
quickly.
people got the gift. Okay,
I don't think it's a gift. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I think it's because growing up we didn't see it. I didn't see it, you know. And then when you learn Spanish in vocabulary and grammar in school, it's a completely different ballgame. But kudos to the NKC and all of their partners and collaborators on this extraordinary achievement. It's available for free online. If you are like me and you need a hard copy, of course, it's going to be available, I think, in Angela's Press.
Alrighty, well, moving into our last topic of discussion, we do know that tomorrow is Valentine's Day, but for some of you, you might have decided to go about celebrating with your girlfriends instead. And so there's actually a day for that, April, and it's called Galentine's Day. And that's the reason why April and I are on the couch this morning, because we're going to be bringing you some Galentine's vibes for you and your girlfriends. I was also told that people that are celebrating singleness also celebrate on Galentine's Day. I didn't know that one. I really just thought that it was an opportunity for friends to come together and celebrate love of friendship as well.
I really like that. I found it so funny when they were like, oh, it's a day for single people. And I was, I don't know, I think for me, I've been surrounded by so much love by friends my entire life. So I think it's great to celebrate that. It's great to celebrate love. It's great to celebrate singleness, being with somebody, all of these different things. At the end of the day, like I think last year I bought flowers for myself. And I think I'll do that again this year, because why not?
You do that, girl. The first time I celebrated Galentine's Day, it was actually with my aunt and one of my cousins, and it was so much fun. It was fun. We all got dressed up like so randomly, and we said we are going to Orange Walk. And we're all going to take each other on a date. And that was one of my most memorable Galentine's Day.
My most memorable Galentine's Day was in college.
Okay.
When all of you and your girlfriends are still single. And we went to Melcher.
I did not expect you to say that. Melcher.
We went to Melcher and we had a good old time, grand old time. Came back over the border, went to swim in the river by Benke and Sokuts, and then we went home. Well, and it was a wonderful, wonderful day.
You know what? And that's literally just it. Just find people that you love and you care about and celebrate love that way. It does not have to be always romantic. It could be platonic as well. You could celebrate friendships and the love that you have around you. And so that's how we are celebrating Galentine's Day this morning. We're also going to be giving you guys some ideas and some games that you can play with your girlfriends or just your friends in general throughout the show. So stay tuned.
Love it.
Moving now into our eye opener for your daily dose of morning motivation.
Our eye opener is taken from dailyom.com, and it goes like this. Getting worn out and run down rubs you off receiving what you need from the universe. Our natural state of being is vibrant, happy to be alive. Yet, there can be times when we feel run down and worn out. This does not mean that we are lazy or unfit for the tasks in our lives. It means that we need to recharge our batteries and find a way of keeping them charged. Whenever you are feeling run down, take an honest look at how you have been thinking, feeling, and acting. You will likely find a belief, behavior pattern, or even a relationship that is out of alignment with who you really are. Perhaps you believe you have to be perfect at everything, or you have to be bending over backwards to get people to like you. Maybe you have too much on your plate right now. There may also be people or situations in your life which are draining your energy. Once you get clear on the root cause, you can weed it out and better direct your flow of energy in the future. In time, you might notice that the reasons you feel run down have less to do with how much you are doing and more to do with the fact that in your heart, you would rather be doing something else entirely. From now on, try and listen to what your heart really wants. It may take meditation or just a moment of silence, tuning in to gain the clarity you need, but it is well worth the effort. When you know what you truly want to do and honor that in all situations, you will find that getting run down is a thing of the past. Be like this eye-opener
in that
to my soul. Just a little bit.
How so? I gotta hear.
First of all, you are one of those reasons, because when I used to come into work all the time and Sabrina would say, "Hey girl, how are you?" And I'd be like, "I'm here." She's like, "Stop that.
Yeah.
Stop saying that.
Guys,
please just like say you're positive, just say you're good, and then maybe that will help you. Words of affirmation will help you." So that's one. And then two, even Marlene would look at me and say like you probably would think that your life was going in a completely different direction. You were working towards that. And then something like open your eyes happened and it's taking you into a completely different turn. And so I always think about these things when you are probably feeling like maybe you're not where you want to be, and there's so many different things that the universe is giving you to show you that perhaps your life is taking a different turn and you have to flow with that.
Yeah. I love that. And it's true, guys. There are times when I come in the morning and I'm like, hey, April, how you doing, girl? She's like, I'm here. And it sucks all the joy out of my heart.
Yes. And so, and I haven't done it. I have improved a lot.
She has improved a lot. And you know what? I always talk about it, but I think that speaks to intention, because even if you're not having the best day, you know, you just kind of say, you know, we're getting there. We're improving.
We're getting there.
And so that's just literally it. I have tough days too. I have days that I get exhausted. Believe it or not, doing the early morning thing, it does get tiring, even if you naturally have an energetic personality.
Yes.
But I think there's an importance along the way for you to find ways to recharge. And so for me, that looks like detaching on the weekends and plugging myself into an outlet, literally. No, I'm kidding. I literally just have to find ways to recharge. And I think that there were several other nuggets in this eye-opener, because there's a line that said, that spoke about, you might notice that the reasons you feel run down have less to do with how much you are doing and more to do with the fact that in your heart you would rather be doing something else.
Indeed.
And that is so true. It speaks to the saying that if you do something you love, you don't feel like you're working. And so even if you got to go in and do that 9 to 5 and it's just paying the bills, find something on the side that you're passionate about, and that will fuel you and give you the energy to continue every day. And so that's kind of how I'm trying to live my life too.
Same. I travel
and
a
how
lot.
I wake up early.
I literally run away from my problems. Literally.
No, don't do that though, girl. Don't do that.
No, I just mean, like, for me to recharge and not think about things, I need to be away.
Okay.
I need to be away from the situation, even if it's taking a walk to like Guanacaste Park and just breathing for a few seconds, or, you know, going for a drive, something to just take my mind off of the edge. Because you're right, we're all human beings. We all go through our good days and our bad days, but it's important to take care of yourself in that way and feel connected, because there is a reason why you started doing things in the first place, and it's important to remember that.
Alrighty. Moving into our weather update to find out what this Galentine's Day weather will look like. Let's get that update from the folks at the Met Service.
Good morning. A gusty east to southeasterly airflow will support fair and dry conditions over the area. The forecast is for sunny skies today with little or no rain, and partly cloudy skies tonight with isolated showers, if any. High temperatures will peak at around 86 Fahrenheit along the coast, 90 Fahrenheit inland, and 77 Fahrenheit up in the hills. Overnight temperatures will be about 80 Fahrenheit over the coast, 70 Fahrenheit inland, and 65 Fahrenheit up in the hills. Winds will blow from the east to southeast at 10 to 20 knots with occasionally higher gusts, and sea conditions will be moderate to rough. Therefore, operators of small craft are advised to exercise caution. A high tide will occur at 4 minutes to 11 this morning, and low tide occurs at 4:42 this evening. The moon will set at 5 minutes after 7 this morning, and the sun will set at 7 minutes to 6 this evening. In the outlook, a few showers can be expected, especially over northern and central areas on Friday. Then showers will become isolated by Friday night. In the sargassum forecast, a gradual increase in sargassum is expected over the area during the next few days. And that concludes this morning's weather report from the National Meteorological Service. For more information, you can log on to our website at nms.gov.bz.
Alrighty, there you have it, your update from the folks at the Met Service. Moving now into our show lineup, we have a jam-packed show this Thursday morning. In our first conversation, we'll be talking to folks from PACT, and they'll be sharing with us their exciting initiatives, which supports climate resilience in Belize through their Building Community Resilience via Transformative Adaptation project.
And in our second conversation, our friends from Digi are here in studio, and they're going to be talking to us about their Valentine's deal, so you don't want to miss that conversation.
In our third conversation, we're going to be joined by the Lions Club Pediatric Cancer Awareness mini fair conversation they're going to be having about how you can support their causes through their fair as well.
And as we wrap up our Thursday morning show, it's all about Galentine's Day. And of course, maybe Sabrina and I are going to be sharing with you how we're celebrating here on OYE. So you don't want to miss any of these conversations and more, but we do got to take a quick break. And when we come back, it's all about supporting PACT, Adaptation, Climate Funding. We'll be right back.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Full-Tech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Full-Tech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price but stay for the service.
Really? You not switch yet? No what? I tell you, I don't.
You used to call me on my cell phone, late night just to stay in touch. Call me on my cell phone, cause our connection used to mean so much. And I know when that thought line bling, February's got that love to bring. Yeah, I know when that thought line bling, Smart is giving you everything. These days all I do is wonder if you're still connected with somebody else. Wonder why you're missing out on what's best for yourself. You could have had more, but you're still stuck with them. You don't need no one else, you don't need nobody else. So it's time to switch up and run, cause Smart's the best in the land. They got the top speed and the best service for your phone. You should just switch to them, it's Smarter, no one else. You used to call me on my cell phone.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade aggressively pursues international cooperation in support of Plan Belize. The ministry secured thousands of COVID-19 vaccines to ensure the health of Belizeans and the reopening of our economy. The ministry chairs the Foreign Assistance Committee, mobilizing post-disaster humanitarian and recovery assistance following hurricanes and wildfires. Science, technology, and digitalization are the new frontiers of global progress, and we have secured the Belize Digital Transformation Project to modernize data and statistical management and scholarships in ICT development and cybersecurity. We are leading on a €3.3 million project to strengthen the coordination of Belize's border management agencies. And since 2021, the ministry has implemented a $2 million project with support from Taiwan to empower Belizean women through skills development. A signature achievement is the establishment of the International Cooperation Council. For the first time, Belize's cooperation is being coordinated to maximize opportunities and ensure that
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Full-Tech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Full-Tech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price but stay for the service.
Really? You not switch yet? No what? I tell you, I don't.
You used to call me on my cell phone, late night just to stay in touch. Call me on my cell phone, cause our connection used to mean so much. And I know when that thought line bling, February's got that love to bring. Yeah, I know when that thought line bling, Smart is giving you everything. These days all I do is wonder if you're still connected with somebody else. Wonder why you're missing out on what's best for yourself. You could have had more, but you're still stuck with them. You don't need no one else, you don't need nobody else. So it's time to switch up and run, cause Smart's the best in the land. They got the top speed and the best service for your phone. You should just switch to them, it's Smarter, no one else. You used to call me on my cell phone.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We are switching gears a little bit to talk to our friends from Digi and Digi Wallet, all about all you need is love and Digi, right? Yes. So joining us on the couch this morning, we have marketing manager at Digi Wallet, Ms. Monique Vicente. Good morning.
Good morning.
And senior solutions representative over at Digi, Ms. Naya Boden. Good morning, ladies. Love the hair, love the curls, love the Digi and the blue.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, and happy Galentine's Day.
Happy Galentine's, ladies. So I have to open by saying something that I think was shakala ono.
Oh no.
I downloaded Digi Wallet.
A while, but we got
finally.
But I have it downloaded.
You know
now.
how long I was trying to get her to do this? I
did it like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. We're proud. We're proud.
We are so happy.
Because all you need is love and Digi.
Yeah. I'm still yet to use it, but baby steps.
No, I think you're gonna find
We'll
that
get
it's
there.
user
We'll get
friendly.
there.
But I'm gonna let Monique tell you about that.
All right, so for Digi Wallet and Digi, of course, we have the All You Need Is Love campaign. And just like the Fill Up Your Wallet, the MAGA season, we're awarding you for just simply being a loyal customer. So transact. So every $10 you spend, every DigiNet bundle you sign up for, every time you download DigiGo, the app, your
Points as well.
DigiPoints as well, you are entering our All You Need Is Love raffle. And this month, we're not just giving away cash, we're giving away awesome prizes. And we're not just giving away one prize. We're gonna give you 1 + 1 for your someone special.
Ooh, that sounds like poetry, girl. What?
I like that. Get more for your money.
So this Friday, we're gonna give away the phones, I believe, right?
Yes, we have the S24 FE for you and for your someone special.
Ooh.
So when we call, so Sabrina, when you spend your $10 in the
Okay.
Wallet between today and tomorrow,
Okay,
please,
all right, I got you.
you enter,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay,
And then when Naya calls you, she will not only be giving you 1 S24 FE, she'll be giving you 2.
Dang.
So right now I have Atlantic Bank, and for those of you that don't know, you could transfer from Atlantic Bank straight to your
And it's-
Digi Wallet.
Okay,
it's
okay.
that-
So I'm about to do that right now. $10, you said?
Yeah.
Great.
April is like
Awesome.
really that person on the segment.
No, and then watch this, right? So we have a raffle in Digi Wallet
Okay.
for $10, and the prize is also an S24. And that raffles on Monday. So if you buy
So you
the
could
raffle,
get multiple chances.
correct.
Yes, you
So if you buy that raffle right now for $10, right? And today is a double day, so you'll get 2 chances in that raffle. So
Nice.
every time you buy a raffle in Digi Wallet for the S24, you're gonna get 2 chances, and that started yesterday and goes until Saturday. So Monday, we could call you for that S24, but that same $10 you spent could also have Digi calling you tomorrow for 2 S24 FEs.
Wow.
So in all, by Monday, you might have 3 phones.
S24, yep.
Guys, that's crazy.
So it's like-
one of the things that I want to do, because we just heard April say that she's about to transfer from her account to her Digi Wallet. Now there are multiple ways that you can use Digi Wallet. You can
Correct.
use it as like a debit card or a card on your phone. You could use it to pay your bills
Correct.
through Digi Wallet, and you get
Yeah.
points that way as well.
You get points
you
for
do.
any transaction.
Okay.
Not just to pay bills. Every single transaction. So whenever you buy, whenever you send money, any purchase, any transaction that you do in the Digi Wallet earns you loyalty points. Yes.
I really love that. What I really like about Digi Wallet is that because I don't have postpaid, right? So I'm a prepaid user. I buy credit off of Digi Wallet. I buy data off of Digi Wallet. I pay bills from Digi Wallet. What I'm curious about, though, there is that cash out option that I still don't really understand how that works.
So for the cash out, you can do it 2 ways, right? So if you're someone who prefers your physical cash for whatever reason, you could either visit any of the Digi stores or a Digi Wallet agent. For example, we have 88, Totas,
Dunes as
we have
well.
Dunes. So you can cash out at any of those locations. What you do is you select cash out, you select agent, you put in the amount you want to cash out, a QR code will populate, they will scan it, and then they will provide you the cash. It's that easy.
So you have to go to an agent to cash out.
No, you don't have to. So
Okay.
the alternative, it was when you go into that same cash out section, you also see bank.
So you can
from there,
transfer.
right, you can select your
You could put it back to
to
my
Atlantic Bank. Correct.
But we'll keep the money in Digi Wallet so we can win that S24.
I know.
I definitely will. So one of the things I really appreciate about Digi Wallet is that it's a wallet, right? So if I'm going into the store and I just have like my phone, I
Yeah.
can just use my phone to pay
Right.
my bill.
And you'd be surprised, there are a lot of merchants that have signed on to
Yes,
Digi Wallet
yes.
across the country. How
Correct.
many do you guys have at this point?
We have approached the 1,500 mark.
Wow.
So we're there and we're signing on people every week. So we have a lot of small businesses, large businesses that sign on. We just signed on Dunes, so now you could apply for a loan through Dunes and you can pay back your loan to Dunes in the Digi Wallet app.
Amazing.
So, people are definitely catching on. We have people that come to us asking to be in the wallet. So, we're really reaching that point where people are asking to be Digi Wallet users and merchants, and we don't have to convince you anymore. So we're reaching that point.
Why do you think we're seeing such a quick rise from merchants being interested in using DigiWallet now?
It's the convenience one, and then we cost optimize. So if you're a merchant, typically there's a 3% fee for that for the machine. The fee for DigiWallet is 1%. So you're cost optimizing one. When it comes to cash management, when you're dealing with cash in the stores, you have to worry about someone giving the wrong change, not having that money. You have to run to the bank because you have too much money in your cash pan. You risk someone coming to rob you. When you have that money in your DigiWallet, there's nobody that can rob you. Because if they steal your phone, your DigiWallet account is protected by your login. So you can always call us, tell us your phone is missing. We can, help you reset your PIN, but it's protected by a code. And then if you want, you could initiate the fingerprint feature. So it's not like they can just, the same way you could pick up your phone and wipe it off, your DigiWallet can wipe off of a phone.
What I really appreciate also about DigiWallet is that since you have it now, Sabrina, and if I owe you some money, I can just transfer, and it doesn't cost me anything, it doesn't cost you anything. Sometimes when you're doing different bank transfers, you have to pay a fee, right, because you're sending it to a different bank. But with DigiWallet, it's like you don't have to pay anything. And even when you are sending money from your bank account to Digi, it doesn't charge you either. So
there is a small fee, but it's not as big as traditional fees. So again, anything that you do, we consider the cost optimization and how can we be better. So our fees are really, really minimal. I think below $10 is like 10 cents to transfer. So,
yes, it is. Before we go over to Naya and talk a bit more about some of those Love Month promotions, I know that you've also been on the show talking about DigiPoints and the shaking of the phone to get these points. How do you go about redeeming the cash from that?
Okay. I think I can speak on that one.
There is the redeeming option on the app, and so when you go to redeem your rewards, you can scroll all the way to the bottom, and then the DigiWallet option is there. So that is how you would redeem your cash. You redeem using DigiWallet. All you have to do is to ensure that your phone number that you're using for DigiPoints is also your DigiWallet number, and then the transaction is automatic.
Fantastic.
I love it. And then your promotion for DigiWallet, it lasts up until next week, Monday, or it's up to tomorrow, Friday?
Up to Saturday. So for this S24, so we have the double tickets. So if you buy a ticket anytime between now and Saturday, you're gonna get double entries into the raffle, and then we will select that lucky winner on Monday.
Wonderful.
Alrighty.
All right.
And aside from DigiWallet giving back, what else is taking place over at the Digi store?
So we're giving love all this month. So for Digi1 bundles, we're offering free installation for all our customers who sign up for a Digi1 bundle. We have prices ranging from $7 to $9 up. It's very affordable. You have options to bundle your home internet, your Digi TV, your postpaid services as well. And we also have some amazing devices. We just recently released the S25 series. So we have the S25, the S25 Plus, and the S25 Ultra available at our stores.
Wow.
And for our Apple users, we also have the iPhone 15, the iPhone 16 Pro, and the iPhone 16 Pro Max.
Wow.
Yes, so there's a variety.
So there's obviously something for everyone there, for persons who are shopping on a budget and for others who would like to get more high-end devices. What are you guys seeing people purchasing right now? What's the
right
hot
now,
phone?
I feel like it's between the S25 Ultra, since it's a new release, but we also have more affordable deals such as the A16, which is also a new release that we just recently brought out as well.
Oh, nice.
So there's something for everyone.
The Samsung flagship tends to be where people gravitate to.
Yes, and we also could do devices on installment. So, there's an option for everyone.
Wonderful. Well, ladies, we are always excited to have you guys here talking about just some of the ways that customers can benefit from being loyal to Digi. All the other ways that you can also earn extra just by using your device, really. But we have a game for you because it is Galentine's Day.
It is Galentine's Day.
And of course, we have ladies here on the set. And so this morning we will be playing bingo. Now, I don't know about you ladies, but I love me a good bingo game.
She does.
Like, I do not have to be in nursing home to enjoy bingo. And so what we're gonna do is share out these bingo sheets.
Yes.
And
We're gonna be in teams.
We're gonna be in teams.
All right.
Alrighty, there we go.
Okay.
So, Naya, we're on the winning team,
Yes,
okay?
we got it.
All right, got it.
Here we go.
It started already.
Okay, so we are
And-
going to be looking at the screen,
Yes.
right, to see if our bingo
First one is
bingo card here matches up. And then, of course, for the first person that gets the line in a row wins their bingo.
okay. So we're doing one line, right,
Doing
producer?
one line, producer. Yes.
Okay. Too late. We already said it. Let's go. And up first is.
My pen's not working.
You can borrow my pen.
I got it.
Okay.
Don't worry. It's nearly scratched.
First up is.
Yes, it's working.
We have working pens.
We do not.
Try this one.
Okay, I can share. Don't worry.
Yeah, because we are win this.
Up first is.
Our first is
Has a youngest sibling. Okay, has a youngest sibling.
Is that the same as is the youngest sibling?
no.
Different from is the youngest
Has
sibling.
the youngest sibling. I don't have that one.
I don't.
Okay, next. Next.
They're gonna say
Is left-handed. Just left-handed, can it be? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Producer, I'm gonna need you to say it exactly the way it is.
Okay, I don't have that either. Oh my gosh.
Naya girl. I see you. I see you, girl. All right. Next. All right, producer, I'm gonna need you to speed up. Has bought someone flowers.
Ooh.
You have that one, Monique?
Yes.
All right.
All right, let's go. Next. Favorite color is red.
Got it.
Okay.
Received a Valentine's Day card.
Yeah.
Last year? It has to say last year? Okay.
It has to say last year.
Say
Producer, I'm gonna need you to say it exactly the way it is. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So it does.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Received a Valentine's Day card. Loves Valentine's Day. Let's go. Was one of them has on red nail polish?
Not yet. No.
Not yet. Sabrina shows me Caroline.
Next. Has red shoes.
Okay, let's see. Dang.
Yeah.
This is
This is not going my way.
not going well.
No.
Always
Okay, it's
kind.
always kind. Got it.
Next.
Has
Who has
more than five
pets?
pets. I know people.
Next. There's almost there.
I had it. Yes, you did.
Is wearing red.
Still not there. Oh shoot,
Okay,
that's
wait,
one.
no.
I put the wrong one. Is wearing red.
Their pet is their Valentine.
I mean, of course. Who else will it be?
I felt that.
Okay.
Three
Okay,
or
I know I
more
have that here.
siblings. Oh my gosh.
This is not working out.
Anxiety.
Oh.
Is
Okay.
wearing hearts. Okay.
Okay, one more to go.
Yep. Girl, like so many ways. One more to go.
Same.
Has a February birthday. Oh.
Oh no, they're
Nope.
okay.
Almost.
Come on, ladies.
Come on, ladies.
Okay. Still, I swear. Guys,
Oldest sibling.
you don't want us to win things.
We keep being one away.
Come on.
On.
Bingo! Bingo!
I ended up with the same shit.
What?
We all are winners in this game.
Wait, no, producer, you did not specify that.
We are all winners.
I got bingo.
All of us got bingo because we all have the same
in that case.
sheet. We all got bingo.
Because we're all winners.
Okay.
All the Jan love.
So all of us won. Is what she's saying.
It's the fight
we
that I said it first.
We all have the same sheet, so we all won bingo.
Oh my God.
So much for playing. Told you it gets competitive up at
I'm sorry, but also not sorry.
It was so fun. Thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed it.
We really all got the same
We got the same sheet.
When I kept handing down my pen, I was like, wait.
We have the same. So I don't know. But thank you so much for playing. And of course, fall in love with Digi. Ladies, one more time, how our viewers can win these fabulous prizes with Digi Wallet.
All right, so you can spend $10 in Digi Wallet. Every $10 spent, you could sign up for
a Digi1 bundle. You could purchase a device. You could shake with Digi Points. There's so many ways to win.
Yeah.
And we also have a new prepaid data plan, the Data Extra plan. You purchase that and you also get entered.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you so much for joining us and also for having a bit of fun with us.
Thank you for having us.
Alrighty, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, the conversation switches into the Lions Club and their Pediatric Cancer Awareness Mini Fair and how you can support the cause. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
My name is Hermine Vega. El Patio Grill has been using Belize Bank for over 25 years. We only use Belize Bank at our restaurant. That's why we were able to win this trip to Europe. I had never been to Europe. We found out it was Madrid and we were excited and we went to this football match. The teams reached before the game and everybody was just outside, you know. You can't explain it. The noise just roared like 3 blocks down the street, but when you got in there and you saw 70,000 people in there, that was amazing. I couldn't believe it was happening. I had to pinch myself to make sure it was real, you know, because it's a one-in-a-lifetime experience, I'd say. My lucky plus one was my son. He's 18 years old, so he was really excited and he enjoyed it as well. He said it's his best trip ever, so it's a priceless experience that we got. Belize Bank has always been there for me. Whatever transactions or whatever I need to do, they're always there for me. I would recommend everybody to use Belize Bank. It's the oldest bank in our country and they continue to do their best.
Really? You not switch yet? No what? I tell you, I don't.
You used to call me on my cell phone, late night just to stay in touch. Call me on my cell phone, cause our connection used to mean so much. And I know when that third line bling, February's got that love to bring. Yeah, I know when that third line bling, Smart is giving you everything. These days all I do is wonder if you're still connected with somebody else. Wonder why you're missing out on what's best for yourself. You could have had more, but you're still stuck with them. You don't need no one else, you don't need nobody else. So it's time to switch up and run, cause Smart's the best in the land. They got the top speed and the best service for your phone. You should just switch to them, it's Smart or no one else. You used to call me on my cell phone.
This is my first time here.
Hopefully it's my last.
My dear friends, here we are, all in our true colors. Your transfer papers, your key to the Mvule kingdom.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I know.
Here are your clippers. Clippers.
Who's in? We are prefects. We run this place. So let's act like it.
Solomon, the head prefect, quick. Is my collar straight?
We'll be out of Mvule High before you can pronounce the word scholarship.
We have a mystery to solve. The only way we can make a difference is if we stick together. When I'm head prefect, each and every student will have a voice.
You need to show that new squeak in Mvule.
I hate this school!
Freedom to grow.
In Belize, our children deserve the opportunity to grow, to dream, and to thrive. But for some, childhood is cut short by early marriage. Marriage before 18 can rob children of their education, their health, and their future. When children stay in school, they gain the tools to build better lives for themselves, their families, and their communities. By raising the legal age of marriage to 18, we protect our children's right to be just that, children. We give them time to grow, to learn, and to reach their full potential. Together, we can create a future where every child in Belize is free to dream big and achieve greatness. Plan Belize. Protecting our children starts with raising the age of marriage to 18.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. This is our second conversation. And the conversation this morning surrounds the work of the Lions Club. And most recently, they'll be having, more recently, they'll be having their Pediatric Cancer Awareness Mini Fair. And it's a worthy cause that we are asking you guys to support. And so this morning, we'll be having that conversation surrounding the work that is being done at the Lions Club, and also the importance of understanding pediatric cancer awareness as well. And so this morning, we are joined by the president of the Belize City Lions Club, Adelaida Guerra, and she's joined by the immediate past president, Dr. Elaine Gonzalez, and Dr. Inocencia Witzel. She is a pediatrician.
Good morning.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Good morning.
And
Thanks for having
welcome.
us. Good morning.
Welcome back, I should say.
Yes, thank you for having us.
The last time we had you guys here, we were talking again just about the work that you guys are doing, have been doing for such a long time. And so for persons who might still not be familiar with the Lions Club and the amazing impact that you guys have had over the decades, talk to us about the work that you guys do.
Okay, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here this morning and share some of the works that Lions do. Belize City Lions in particular, we are the oldest club in the zone. We started in 1973.
Wow.
So we are over 50 years. And so the main things that our causes that we work on, we have 5 of them mainly, which will be hunger, environment, childhood cancer, diabetes, and vision. Those are our 5 causes, main causes that we work.
Yes.
And so all the Lions in the zone, because we are a zone at this time, we have 6 clubs and we have branch clubs too. So the 6 clubs we work, we take different causes and we do our fundraiser, and then we provide service to those that need that service.
Yes.
So in particular, right now we are dealing with childhood cancer, which the doctors will talk about, because on 15th of February, it will be International Childhood Cancer Day.
Yes.
So we are going to have this mini fair and fundraiser, and whatever fundraising we do on that day, it goes for that cause.
And the importance of spreading awareness on childhood cancer cannot be underscored. It was just earlier this week, guys, we had the Belize Cancer Society on the couch with us, as well as a representative from PAHO, and even the Speaker of the House, Valerie Woods, who was most recently diagnosed with breast cancer. But one of the conversations that came up was childhood cancer, and the fact that we always say, you know, one of the easiest way to prevent and to survive cancer is to have early screenings.
Yes.
But unfortunately, that's not always the case. And when you think of children, what does that look like? How do you detect cancer early in children? We have here with us a pediatrician, Dr. Inocencia Witzel, to just answer some of those questions. Hi.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning. It's a pleasure of being here and being part of Lions Club, you know. So when it comes to childhood cancer, usually annually, worldwide, you know, more than 300,000, you know, children are being diagnosed with childhood cancer.
Over 300,000.
Or approximately, okay,
Yes.
annually, between from, you know, 0 to 19 years old, you know. And from there, usually in high-income countries, 80% of those children, you know, have a survival rate. When it comes to low, the underdeveloped countries like we, 20% of the survival, which is very, you know,
20% survival
rate. Okay, so it's very unfortunate for us. When it comes to, and apart from that, most of the cases will be like here in Belize, you know, statistically, we don't have like a limited amount when it comes to statistics of, because we don't really track when it comes to, and I think it's very important for doing that. And here in Belize, you know, the most common causes of cancer will be worldwide will be four, which will be either the leukemia, the lymphoplastic leukemia, will be the brain tumors, okay, will be either the lymphomas and solid tumors, which will be neuroblastomas, and Wilms tumor, which is a type of kidney tumor. Okay, but here in Belize alone will be the most common causes will be leukemia, lymphoplastic leukemia, okay, lymphomas, and then comes the brain tumors and Wilms tumor. Okay.
As parents, that, you know, we, like Sabrina rightfully mentioned, we try to screen ourselves to prevent cervical cancer, you know, breast cancer, you know, prostate, but how do we even know? What are the symptoms?
The symptoms will vary depending on each, you know, each type of cancer, you know.
Okay.
When it comes to lymphoblastic leukemia, which is the main cause of, you know, of our population when it comes to cancers, usually these ones either, you know, when it comes to the causes of cancer for leukemia, will be either genetically, you know, the cause one,
So we need to know our
chromosomal
family
alterations. Nonetheless, it also have to be with certain, you know, they have certain products, either because it comes genetically from mother, you know, and the recent studies have said if the mother was exposed, you know, to certain products that contains benzene, you know, benzene is found in either products that we use for cleaning, for thinners, painting thinners, you know.
Thinners.
Painting thinners, some of them contain those benzene. Okay. Certain other products that we use daily for, you know, chemicals and other things.
Would that be when she was pregnant or even prior?
Prior could be, you know, exposing the child to those things, you know.
So would you say then that within the more recent years as we progress as a society, because we're saying that the numbers have increased, right? That we're exposed more to radiation, we're exposed more to these different chemicals and so forth, that we're seeing this increase of cancer and pediatric cancer.
Pediatric cancer, when it comes to that. That's when it comes to lymphocytic leukemia, okay? Because apart the symptoms that you would see in this specific cancer will be either the child, you know, starts with anemia, which is the main cause, you know, the main symptom, anemia, fatigue, you know, pain, you know, fevers which are constant and, you know, that cannot be diagnosed either by viral infections or other things, you know, common in child every day with fever, which cannot be in no diagnosis straightforward that it could be viral or some other parts. And then apart from that, loss of appetite. Okay, so those are the main one for lymphocytic leukemia. Okay, and from there, then you do usually, if the child persists with those symptoms, you know, loss of weight, 2 could be on this one, okay? And then if this persists, if the anemia persists, then it will affect other parts of our cells, and then it will start with bruises, bleeding, okay? Without that explanation, okay? Especially the bruises, you see bruises on the child or bleeding suddenly. That's when it has progressed though.
One of the, I think, the challenges that parents might find is when you're dealing with a baby or toddlers, there are times where if a baby catches a flu, you'd see changes in their body, in the way that they, I'd say, operate. And so some of the early symptoms might sound like the same regular things that you, a viral flu. And so I can't imagine what that paranoia must feel like, knowing that there's a rise in babies having cancer and even the survival rate of that. I think it was just last year or maybe 2 years ago, we saw one of the youngest cases in Belize being just about 2 years old or maybe a bit younger. Thankfully, that baby survived, but I can imagine there are many others that have not.
They don't survive.
And then when we're talking treatment, even that, it's aggressive. We see the way that chemotherapy and radiation wears down the body for adults. Imagine children. Is the treatment different for children?
No, the treatment will be the same when it comes to, because here most of them are being late diagnosed, you know, when the cancer has already advanced, you know, and has metastasis on those things. So for some reason, the survival is less. Okay, but the treatment will be the same, will be either chemotherapy, okay, because we have to eliminate the abnormal cells, okay, that are the cancerous part, and then radiotherapy. That will be more in the, depending on the stage and which type of cancer you're dealing, which will be more in the brain tumors, okay, and then the antibiotics, because most of these patients, you know, are prone of infection, okay. So blood transfusion, which here in Belize is very one of our luck when it comes to the oncological part, because we're not a population where we are always donating blood. So when it comes to those patients who are really need, you know, platelet transfusion often, you know, and blood transfusion, it's hard for getting it. And we have seen it at Cal Hushner, that it's very difficult having a cancer patient and we don't have even blood for transfusing those patients, platelets especially.
I think we see that a lot when persons are on social media asking for people to donate and so forth. But one of the things that is very commendable about the Lions Club is that you all collaborate and band together with other entities in order for people to receive treatment for these types of cancers. Can we talk a little bit about the collaborators that you've worked with over the past few years so that you can raise awareness but also provide treatment if you can?
Right. So we have worked with several entities before. But I must say one of our biggest sponsors is, of course, is our mother club, which is Lions International, or Lions Club International Foundation. And they have sponsored Belize and Lions in many different ways. So one of our projects that we're doing is this Saturday, we're having a mini fair, of course, to have the public aware of what childhood cancer is and how you can prevent it. Well, not really prevent it, as the doctor mentioned, because childhood cancer is something that has been in there from a while before. A lot of mothers, parents are exposed to carcinogens, and as they're exposed to carcinogens, then they can lead it on to the child genetically, and the child can develop some type of cancer. And so this is a different thing. These are the things that we want the public to be aware of. Right, but even more than that, we want the public to be aware that, you know what, Lions is there for you, Lions is there to help. And one of, as Lion President mentioned, one of our main cause is pediatric cancer. We get funding from LCIF, and one of our dream project is to do a cancer center, pediatric cancer center, I should say, in Belize. But it's a huge project. It's in the pipelines right now. It's something that we want to start. But like I say, it has to involve the government, it has to involve different entities, it has to involve Cancer Society here. It's a big project that we are trying to work on. Of course, you all might know that we don't have a pediatric cancer, oncologist cancer in Belize. We only have an oncologist, which is for adults. And so we don't even have a pediatric center as well. And with the numbers rising, we need to start providing these institutions for kids where they can go and seek help. Why? Because it's very expensive if you leave the country. I have, for example, 2 examples. I have a nurse right now that's working with us. She has been in Merida for the last 2 months with her child that has same thing as Dr. mentioned, leukemia, because there is no treatment in Belize. So she has to go abroad to even get diagnosed. She needs to go abroad.
That's a very valid point. And we had House Speaker Valerie Woods on set talking about her diagnosis didn't even come from Belize because there are many cases. I mean, we know that we're short for resources where persons can't even do radiation in country. A lot of people have to go outside in the US or in Central America, but even testing is difficult as well.
Right, and so it becomes very expensive for parents, and especially for parents who can't afford it, you know. And again, we had an next patient that I just saw in the hospital. This was 3 weeks ago in the emergency, a young man that came in, 12 years old, with a severe headache, and like the headache was just persistent. And like the headache was there for like the last month, and like, all right, let's do a CT scan. We did a CT scan and it showed the patient has a tumor at the back of the brain, a huge tumor. And then he came back 2 days ago when I was working, and he came back with the same symptoms again. And I was like asking the parents, so why haven't you left the country? I said, why haven't you seek attention? And they're like, that we would really want to seek attention, but we don't have the funds, we don't have the finance to go and seek attention. They actually spent on a CT scan and an MRI, and it looks like the patient might be having what we call a medulloblastoma, or as Dr. mentioned, sometimes a neuroblastoma, or even a astrocytoma. So these are things that affect the brain in kids that are more common, right? So it's difficult to even diagnose it sometimes because you need an MRI, a CT scan, which costs money, and so sometimes, you know, difficult for parents.
And can some of these procedures, because I know Dr. Witzel, you were talking about, you know, radiation, we have to do a little bit of that chemotherapy and so forth with the children, but for a case like this, is surgery an option?
It would depend, but first you need a proper diagnosis. And so again, as we mentioned, even to get a diagnosis is difficult because this same patient has been referred to the neurosurgeon, and even the neurosurgeon say you need to go abroad to make sure to get a proper diagnosis. Like Merida, we know most Belizeans go to Merida, some can go to the US, some go to Guatemala, but the closest and the most accessible place I think is Merida. So most people go to Merida, and we have a good relation with Merida as well. You know, there's World Pediatric Center, there's Rotary that also helps as well, and of course our Club Lions, who is trying to help as well.
So for families, like you said, that come to you and say, well, we can't afford it, the Lions Club is one of those places that raises funds for these sorts of things. Let's talk about that.
As we mentioned before, with one of our causes being pediatric cancer, we have to, well, we don't have to, but it's one of our responsibility to actually help with the funding of these patients that can't afford it. So we have helped before in many different ways and different situations. We actually have done fundraising, like what we're doing this Saturday. And beside the actual awareness, we'll be doing a fundraising as well of a bake sale and different sales. We actually give out clothes and different stuff like that. So we'll be doing a fundraising, and we do bigger fundraising, and we work with the community, we work with the private sector to try and get more funding so we can help these patients as well.
So let's talk about the mini fair that will be taking place then. When, where, and how can we come out and support?
All right, so the mini fair is going to be right here in our parking lot at the Lions Den, of course, across the street from you guys. And it's going to be Saturday from 9 until 1. We'll be having bake sale, we've been having a raffle of a cake and different stuff as well, so you know it's right after Valentine's. And we always try to give away clothes to the needy as well, so we'll be giving away some clothes as well. Sometimes we sell at a very cheap price, but like really cheap, but sometimes we try to give away as well because we know people can't really afford it. So the Lions has been recognized as a center where people can come and, you know, access stuff. You know, we try to help them as best as possible, and then we also work with BCVI as well to help them to, you know, to get classes through BCVI. So we've been doing our part for the community.
Is there a fee to enter the fair?
No, it's a free. It's a free fair.
All right. If persons want to just donate to the Lions Club, how can they do that?
Well, we have our Facebook page that they can reach us out to, and so most people reach us out to our Facebook page that they can donate as well.
Alrighty. Well, I know that you all are here to talk about the mini fair and, of course, give us this wonderful insight on pediatric cancer awareness. But we would like for you guys to stick around and play a game with us.
Of course. No problem.
And so, as we are celebrating Galentine's Day, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Galentine's Day.
Right.
Well,
Valentine's.
So Valentine's Day is tomorrow, but we're celebrating Galentine's Day, which is an opportunity for friends to be with each other and celebrate friendship as well. And so we are going to be matching some. We're going to be matching some pictures here.
Yes.
All right.
And okay, there's a pen. Do you have an extra pen?
I have one.
Okay.
She has an extra pen. You need
Over
a paper?
there?
Yes, I need a paper.
All right.
One of these
So we have
here.
to match the food Is that the rule? We have to match the food. So we got an array of different foods here, and I guess we have to match what goes with it.
Okay.
Okay, producer, I'm gonna need you to explain.
Pairs is what they're saying. So we got this list here, as you can see, and they're like matching. Okay, and then are you going to give us the answers when we're done? Okay, so what goes with what is what you're saying. So how many minutes do we have? How much time? Are we being timed?
All right, quickly.
All right, the clock starts now. All right.
This makes sense to me.
I think it makes sense too, but I don't know what is happening anymore. Why are we here? Okay. I guess it's food pairs.
Wait.
What? You already?
I think I already ruined it.
I don't know.
It's really easy, actually.
Okay, well, it sounds like we have a winner already, Sabrina. You've met your match.
It's really easy.
You've met your match.
I'm gonna give this one to you.
I'm not sure.
I might be doing it incorrectly.
Me too, but I don't know.
I got mine. I mean, it's really, really easy.
Okay, that means you're
done?
You done? Okay,
Okay.
I think I'm done too. Oh, yeah, I finish.
Okay.
Okay. This is the type of person that I am. I will just match. But yes, I think I'm done. All right.
Almost finished.
I think I'm done. This is mine. This is mine. You can't see, but the lines really are. They are matching, guys. They are. What?
We're gonna see how we matched.
I think
because I might
don't
have
know.
matched differently.
See it? I'm not sure if I got them all correctly. Look it.
All right. Almost finished.
Can I borrow your pen?
Sure.
All right,
They're
they're
calling
calling
time.
time. That's
Time is
fine.
up.
That's fine. I'm just trying to draw over my lines quickly.
Yeah, because my lines, they look very, very horrendous. So how do you know if we won, producer?
I think I definitely
Got
won.
that. Macaroni and cheese and fish and chips. Got that. Milk and cookies. Got that as well.
Okay.
Meatballs
Got that.
and spaghetti.
Bread and
butter.
No, bread and peanut butter.
Salt and pepper. Salsa. Yes.
Got that.
Okay.
And hamburger and fries.
Got that.
Yes.
Got it.
French
Jelly
fries.
and peanut
butter, of course.
Steak and potato.
Steak and potato.
No.
Syrup and
Yeah.
pancakes.
Yes, I got that.
Cake
Cake and
and
ice cream.
Cake and ice cream.
And eggs and bacon.
All right.
Got it.
That should give you some ideas, guests, on what you could treat your loved ones this Valentine's Day.
Right.
But thank you guys so much for playing with us this morning.
We also brought a little gift for you guys as well.
Oh, we love
this
gifts
is
too.
bookmarks. These are for childhood cancer awareness.
Thank you
Right,
so
these are
much.
Can I do a closure when it
Yes.
comes to the theme for 2025 with childhood cancer will be inspiring actions.
Inspiring
which is doing for the children with action, so can do something meaningful for them.
I like that.
Yeah.
So the idea
It's very
behind these
important.
are don't keep them in your books. Show them around. So even though it's a bookmark, you don't keep them in your book laptop. You show them around.
It's not a bookmark, it's a book.
It's a.
I got it. Love it. Thank you all so much.
Thank you,
And then
guys.
you can give it to someone else.
Alrighty, we will. Thank you
The producer.
so much. Yes.
All right.
All right. Well, we got to take another quick break, but when we come back, the conversation switches into PACT and the work that they are doing. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Walking with my dog Luna at night feels safe because the streetlights are bright. Thanks to BL's LED streetlight project, our communities look much brighter. If you have an old fixture in your neighborhood, report it today
using the BL 24/7 app. With just a few clicks, you too can help make our communities safer, brighter, and more energy efficient. Bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Honda Nave, a partner you can rely on. Benquip, equipment, parts, service.
It's time to wake up, move, and feel amazing. Get your heart pumping and your energy flowing with Morning Boost. A fun and dynamic workout show to kickstart your day. Whether you're a beginner or a fitness pro, we've got the moves to keep you motivated. So grab your mat, set your alarm, and let's get moving. Morning Boost, weekdays at 6 a.m., only on Channel 5.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Belize, a nation full of promise, beauty, and ambition. As we look to the future, there's a story unfolding that's bringing hope to communities across our country. A story of growth, resilience, and opportunity. The good news? Belize's unemployment rate is declining, and that's something to celebrate. Tune in on February 17th for the second episode of Pocket Plans with Rumil Arana.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. If you're joining us right now, we are in our third conversation, and it's all about supporting PACT, Adaptation Climate Funding. We have joining us on the couch, we have Eli Romero, and he is the Climate Finance Manager over at PACT. Good morning.
Good morning.
And next to him is Dr. Juanita Garcia Saki, and she is the Project Manager of the EDA project over at PACT.
Good morning, guys, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is such an important conversation. Before we jump right into it, congratulations. Congratulations on the grant. Congratulations on the funding. You're able to support so many community projects all around the country that are catered towards and are fighting the climate change fight that we have right now. So kudos and congratulations first and foremost.
Thank you.
Thank you. One of the things that I want to jump into before we get into the funding itself is climate change. And then PACT is the environmental institution that basically harnesses not just funding, but projects, supports so many projects throughout the country when it comes to climate resilience. So let's talk about some of those projects that PACT has been supporting.
Yeah, so PACT has basically two, we can call them arms. There's a conservation investment arm that is focusing on the reinvestment of the funds that are gathered through exit fees tax collection. So that's what generates a lot of these funds that are invested within protected areas. But the climate finance arm of PAC is relatively recent in being fully functionally established. And that we got accreditation from the Adaptation Fund in 2011, and then from the Green Climate Fund in 2018. But it wasn't until around 2021, 2020 that we really started to mobilize finances in terms of climate finance. So the Enhanced Direct Access project is just one of those projects. That one falls under the Adaptation Fund, and this is one of our unique projects that is an on-granting project. So as you saw, many of you saw yesterday, we were able to grant just around $4.4 million yesterday to 4 grantees. And the purpose of that project was for us to be able to put money out there. PAC has also other projects on the pipeline. We have projects that are focusing on protected areas management at the system level. We have other projects that one is looking at disaster risk management with the Belize Red Cross, and both of those are with the Green Climate Fund. And we have another project that we have recently got approval, actually. So we're going to do a little bit of our media rounds once we get
You guys are super busy.
You guys are doing this, yes.
We got another project from the Adaptation Fund, which is another $4 million US for supporting coastal communities, targeting some of the areas in the south. But today we're talking about the EDA, and that's this project that was a $5 million project that was approved by the Adaptation Fund in October of 2023. We put together a project management team. Ms. Juanita Sake is the one who heads that project management unit. And they have been implementing, so they worked throughout the year of 2024 in developing the proposals. And now we were at the stage that 4 out of the 8 proposals were ready to go and meeting all the necessary requirements. She's going to talk all about the different standing committees that really support that development and approval of those proposals. But we're glad to say that 4 of our recipients received their funds yesterday. So now we start to work with them.
I have a question before we get into the actual meat of the projects. For Belize itself and for the communities that work towards climate resilience, what is one of the similarities across the country that persons are quite frightened about when it comes to climate and climate change?
I think a lot of it has been the impact on their communities and all the climate hazards. If you look and you talk to people, they mostly focus on the climate hazards. So what are it's fire, it's hurricanes, erosion, floods. All of these have one thing in common: impact to their livelihoods. And this project is unique because that is the target. It's communities, livelihoods. Ms. Juanita is going to talk a little bit in terms of the components. There are projects that are specifically looking at enhancing the livelihoods, but at the end of the day is how do we build their resilience so that they can adapt to the impacts of climate change.
The whole idea is to have long-term effects and not a band-aid effect. You don't want to waste the resources that was given. Ms. Juanita, let's get your take in the conversation on the work that was done through project management.
Well, before I go into the real work, let me give you a little overview of the project itself. So as Eli already mentioned, it's a 5-year project, $5 million US, and it has 5 components. The beauty about this project is that the components, the target areas, some of them were already integrated within the bigger project, the overall project. So it's targeted. So the first component, which looks at safeguarding forests and water resources, is already targeting the communities along the Mopan and the Makal River watershed, so the Cayo district, those areas. So with them, we're working with the Forest Department and the National Biodiversity Office. They are going to be the one implementing that project along those communities. Then we have component 2, which is combating fires through adaptive management. And for that component, we're looking at the, again, targeted areas, which are Sartaneja, Hattieville, and Ladyville. And besides those, we also have the overarching laws, which is being, that part is going to be governed or managed by the Forest Department. So they are reviewing the Forest Fire Act, which is outdated. So they want to integrate different aspects that, for example, climate change is not a part of it. So with the revision, that will be included. And the community fire management, which is not also a part of that. So that then will give communities the backbone or the framework for them to be able to engage also in fire management. And so they are responsible for that. They're going to be working in the Mountain Pine Ridge area and the communities of San Antonio, Lower and Upper Barton Creek, Centerville, and El Progreso, which are the villages around the Mountain Pine Ridge Forest Reserve. With component 3, we're looking at working with ICA, which is, and the component is looking for alternatives to enhancing livelihoods. So ICA is partnering with the Ministry of Agriculture, with the Bell Trade and the Cooperatives Department. And they will be working specifically with communities. One of the beauties, as Eli already mentioned, is that this is community-centered. Here, we're not investing in organizations. The people who will, these organizations who will be managing the projects, they are getting a very minimal fee to manage. Most of the funds will be directly invested within the communities. So that is component 3. They're looking at we're looking at small organizations, community-based organizations that are already involved in agriculture in some form. And so we're doing also pilot projects, cover structures, everything's agriculture smart agriculture, climate smart agriculture, which is what
Have you guys identified the communities?
Not for that one.
Okay.
For component 3, an assessment will be made, and based on that assessment, then they will decide, or the steering committee will decide which communities will be the beneficiaries. Then component 4 is capacity building to access adaptation finance. With component 4, we're working with the University of Belize for them to build capacity of these communities that are already beneficiaries of the project and others to build their capacity so they can then access these finances from wherever they are. It doesn't have to go through us anymore. At this point, we have been guiding them a lot. So we hope that by the end of the project, that handholding is going to be minimal.
How are you measuring impact for these projects in the next 5 years?
We have all of that integrated within each of the components and each of the projects.
So you mentioned 4.
The 5th one
The 5th.
is community disaster risk management.
So important.
And for that, unfortunately, Belmopan City Council didn't make it on time. They're still on the road coming, apparently. But they are the beneficiaries of Belmopan City Council, and they will be working in the area of Salvapan in Belmopan. And we have 2 for that component, and the other beneficiary is the Ministry of Rural Transformation. They will be working with 2 communities in the south, Blue Creek, and I always forget the second one.
Golden Stream.
Golden Stream. So Golden Stream and Blue Creek, and then they also have 2 communities in Orange Rock, which is Trial Farm, and San Jose. Those are the communities that have been identified as the most vulnerable from flooding. So we're looking at building drainage systems or enhancing drainage systems, and also preparing the community leaders on how to address disasters pre and post. So at the end of that, of those of the years that we're going to be implementing those projects, we're hoping that these community leaders, and in essence, the entire community is better prepared, and they can then be able to support themselves. As Eli already mentioned, this entire project is about enhancing people's livelihoods. Because at the end of the day, if people's lives are not impacted, the project is not beneficial.
Yeah. Right. When it comes to the resources that each of these projects would need in order to produce their projects, all of that was lined up in their budget. Yes. So how are you all tracking the progress of their projects for the next 5 years?
Each of these, that brings me to the two governance structures that Eli had also mentioned. So one of them is the Project Implementation Agency Group, which we call the PAG. And the PAG is responsible for vetting from the start. So when we did the call for proposal, we received 15 concepts for projects. Those concepts were reviewed by the project management unit and then by the PAG. So the PAG then recommended, based on the objective of the project and everything, whether these concepts would actually respond to the project objectives. So from those, 8 were selected, and those 8 we've been working with them since July, actually, June, July, that's when we started really working with them. Excuse me. And then we have the project steering committee. So the PAG recommends or reads, reviews, and recommends, and then the project steering committee, then besides the PAG doing the revision, they also ensure that each project is aligned to the national frameworks, and we don't duplication of efforts.
I'm interested to know what goes into determining the recipients of these projects that will be getting funding. I know in the case of some of the communities you mentioned that they weren't identified, but I think of climate resilience, and I think of many NGOs across the country that are doing very similar work, fighting the same cause. I think of many communities that are also being impacted by climate change that we all too frequently cover on the news. And so I imagine there are many organizations that would be interested in getting funding like the ones that were just given out. What goes into deciding who gets
really hard.
that money?
Well, these proposals, we are at one of these different stages that each of the project proposals that PACT works on have to go through. All projects start as a concept. Even our larger $10 million Belize project started as a concept. It's reviewed by the Adaptation Fund Board, but we are required, and this is common on all across all of our projects, and a lot of the development stage included a lot of consultation. So we had a lot of consultation during the initial stage of developing the concept. Once the concept is approved, the Adaptation Fund actually provides funds for us to develop the full proposal, which comes in with another layer of stakeholder consultation. So it allows you to make minimal changes to the concept to align to what's really feasible to do. And that's where we identify the communities, we identify stakeholders. This project is unique because it allows us to have a little bit of uncertainty in terms of what are going to be some of the beneficiaries, the communities. They require us to develop the proposal as something that the Adaptation Fund calls unidentified sub-projects. But we have to put a mitigation impact.
Right.
And you asked about how do we measure impact? The project is very targeted. When we hear $10 million, as a natural train of thought, we say, oh, we have 10 million, we can do wonders with 10 million. For you to have impact in climate change or related to climate finance, you need to be targeted and you need a lot of money. $10 million doesn't take
It's not a lot of money.
For you to
I was thinking of those COP conferences.
I was just
10
about
million
to ask,
is like a couple cents compared to what all these countries need.
Yes.
And that's exactly what in the situation we are. If you look at how much Belize needs to address its impact on climate change, it's in the billions. And the country doesn't have that money. So PACT is just one of the other actors at the national level that has been actively trying to mobilize climate finance. The Ministry of Economic Development, through its National Designated Authority portfolio, they have been actively trying to mobilize money. And it's important for us to be able, we always get the criticism of participating in these regional and international entities. If we are not there at the table, we can't push our agenda of trying to address the impacts and needs of Belize. So that's where we are. I am glad to say that Belize sits on the board of the Adaptation Fund. The CEO of the Ministry of Sustainable Development is a board member of that fund. Just recently, the Protected Areas Conservation Trust is going to take its active role within the Loss and Damage Fund, which is another fund that was created at COP. If we weren't there, we won't get a seat. So
I have a question about the way that the communities are selected, because I mean, of course, you had to write a proposal and apply, right? But vulnerable communities, indigenous communities, women, children, all of the ways that we are differently affected by climate change. How the criteria, the requirements for each of your proposals, how do you ensure that everybody is getting that inclusive impact or that inclusive effect when it comes to the projects? Because at the end of the day, the way that a project for climate adaptation is written out for Golden Stream will be very, very different than if somebody from Belize City wrote that proposal. So talk about that.
In the case of the communities, like we mentioned, some of them are already identified, and Eli was mentioning that they came through the process of the consultation. Then, when we did the proposals, now individual proposals, we had meetings with the communities. So we were there with Sartaneja on several occasions. It wasn't something that we went and imposed. We brought the conversation to them. These are your options. This is the objective. What do you need? How do you see your community benefiting? So they were the ones who actually said, you know what, this, and this is what we need. Sartaneja is a unique community.
It's beautiful.
Besides them, the men being fishermen, the women are the ones who mostly attended the meetings. And they were the ones who said then and there, we want to have a say in this particular project.
Because they're the ones that actually handle the finances.
Exactly.
It's the truth.
Not only that, the women said, we want to be a part of the fire brigade because our men are at sea. So we are the ones who tackle the fires.
If something happens, they're the ones that have to take charge.
They are saying that they want to be trained to manage the fires. So in that case, it's unique. Now, when we come to the villages of Golden Stream and Blue Creek in the south, since we're working through MRT, they are the ones who are doing the underground and based on their experience and knowledge of the area, and because it's more infrastructure, because we're looking at drainage systems, so they are the ones who made the selection based on the needs that they know is down there. In that case,
that speaks to climate resilient infrastructure, and I think it was just about a month ago that I was joined on a panel discussion with you from the BTIA, talking about just some of the ways that climate change has impacted the tourism industry, and climate infrastructure was one of the points raised. But again, it goes back to finances. That's a very, very hefty investment when we're thinking of making an entire country climate resilient. When we're talking roads, when we're talking buildings, and when we're talking other areas of the country that could be impacted by fires, this is just, it's going to be really difficult to see a large impact over time. And so when we think of projects like this, how long do you think it would take for us to get to a point where we really see change if we have continuous projects like this rolling out?
Wow.
I think it's a combination of factors that you need to consider. I break it down into three main things. You have to change the level of knowledge and awareness that the people have. What level of knowledge do people have of the impacts? Misconception and misinformation works completely in contrary to that approach. The next step is, how do you start to use that information and change the knowledge so you can start to change attitudes?
Change a culture, a cultural way of thinking.
You start to have these major shifts in how you perceive things. How do you see your daily attitudes towards garbage, towards driving or walking, all of these things. And then the next step is practices. You have to start to walk the talk. And if you are able to start from changing that knowledge to attitudes and practices, then you start to change people.
I really love that you said that, because that's adaptation.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That's adaptation in a nutshell. But it does require political will.
Yes.
It does.
And it does require, like Sabrina said, finance.
Finance.
As much as we all want to be climate resilient, we want to be green, and Belize is green for the most part when you compare us to large infrastructured countries. We're okay. We're doing really, really well. But one might argue that makes us stagnant, and it kind of halts industrial progress.
We become complacent.
We become complacent. And so for persons that aren't thinking about, well, maybe I should ride my bike or walk to work today instead of driving, but I don't wake up 7 o'clock, I got 10 minutes, and I need to, like you rightfully said, best practices and so forth. The changes might not come now, but do you both believe that we are going to be able to see something new in our lifetimes?
I think so. We have to look at incremental changes. I was at a talk a couple weeks ago, and they said you don't change the world by being just normal. You have to sometimes take some drastic measures in how the approach you do. And that thing, I think that is what's going to help us try to take Belize to another level. We're having the changes in conversation. We were at a forum last week with the St. John's Junior College University, and I honestly feel that after that forum with the students, we were able to start to trigger their minds so that they can start to think differently. We have to start to make our stakeholders in our country to have that level of knowledge so that they can start to take better decisions. But we also have to give them the capacity and the tools they need. And that's what this project is doing, is giving them tools, giving them the capacity. And we're taking it in chunks. If we don't do that and we try to bite more we can chew, it's going to be one of those regular projects that they are effective while money is there, and then when the money is not, everything stops, and that's not what we want.
So as we wrap up, and unfortunately we do have to wrap up our conversation, I will give you the floor to have final words for our viewers and why they need to really be aware of this Climate Finance Adaptation Fund.
For me, it's I think just to add more to what Eli said, I think we're at the point where our impact is going to be a little bit more pronounced, because we're not starting from scratch. So we're building on what is already has started. So most of our initiatives are already building on something that was there. So we of course need, like you said, political support. We also need the communities, because if the communities don't have ownership of these projects, there's not going to be any sustainability. And that's one of the items that are the factors that we have also included in these projects is sustainability. So for example, with the disaster risk management projects, we're looking at the fact that the communities will be have more capacity to respond to these issues, but also the ministry will continue the work, because we're adding to what the ministry is doing, so they will also continue. That's their commitment, to continue the work that we're doing. For example, with the Sartaneja group, they are not planning to just benefit and use the funds and that's where the project ends. They are instituting within their community means of getting more funds by, for example, charging fee to go and help somebody whose farm is burning or something to that effect. So we are looking at sustainability from that point. And continuation. Yeah. So all I am saying in my final words then today is that with political support, with community support and buy-in, anything can happen.
I agree. All right, well, we do have a game that we want our viewers to be able to see. We've been playing this game with our guests for the past couple of segments. And of course, we would like to invite you all to play with us. And the game is called This or That. So our guest and host will raise our hand to indicate which choice they prefer. So it's already on the screen for us to see. It's, you know, it's not a competitive game.
All right. So let's go straight
into this or that. So it says candy or cake.
Candy or cake?
None. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say it depends. It depends the type of candy.
Depends on. Okay, fine.
I like sour candy.
I like sour candy.
So I choose sour candy over cake.
I will choose
same?
cheesecake over candy.
Okay.
I'm not a sweet person.
Okay.
Yeah, but they said none is not an option.
Oh, that's not an option.
Yeah, none is
Okay.
not an
Sour
option.
candy.
Okay, we'll go with sour candy.
Sour candy.
Okay, and then
Next
it says Paris or Rome. Where would you like to go, Paris or Rome?
I've been to Paris.
I've been to Paris as well, and I did not like it.
I find it a little bit overrated. So let's go to Rome.
I'm going to Rome as well.
I'm going to follow you.
I'm going to Rome. So it says sweet card or funny card. Funny card.
Funny card.
I love a funny card.
Definitely. Yeah.
Flowers or chocolate?
It depends on the time of the month you give me the flower or chocolate. I'll prefer one over the other, but I really do love a flower.
I prefer flowers. I'm not a chocolate
prefer
person.
flowers, but I prefer a living plant.
Yes.
Oh, yes, that's a good one. Yes.
I like flowers. You like flowers?
Yeah, I don't really.
Do men like flowers? Would men appreciate getting flowers?
I have a
for
garden
Valentine's?
at home.
Okay.
When I go
Like
to
that.
Springfield and buy a lot of flowers.
On Valentine's Day, how would you feel if your wife sent you a bouquet of flowers?
Special.
I love that.
Ladies, get
your man flowers.
Yes.
Love it. Okay, ice cream or frozen yogurt?
Ooh.
I love a frozen yogurt though.
It depends on the yogurt. I'll go with ice cream.
Okay.
Actually, though, I'm lactose intolerant.
Frozen. I'm going to go with frozen yogurt because if I have the opportunity to pick, I would probably pick a frozen yogurt over ice cream.
I think so too. I could get a nice tarty flavor. That would be so
Passion fruit.
Yes.
Passion fruit frozen yogurt is good.
Clearly, we don't like sweets over here on this couch. We're all going for the sour stuff.
I'll go for ice cream. It's not that I wouldn't
It's
open
your
for
preference.
It's whatever you like.
yogurt, but I don't eat yogurt.
Okay.
Hugs or kisses?
I'm gonna go with hugs.
Hugs.
Yeah, hugs.
Hugs. I'm not a hugger, but okay. Sabrina likes to do it.
I'll do anything. I'll rub it in.
Okay, and then the next one: receive gifts or give gifts.
Oh, I love both of them.
I love both of them too, but I really love giving you a gift that I know you're going to like.
Yeah.
Like if I see something and I'm like, oh my God, that's Sabrina, I will not wait for your birthday. I want to give it to you tomorrow. And I like that.
So one of my love languages is gifts. I love receiving gifts and I love giving gifts, but I really like sentimental gifts. And so I'm gonna just I gotta not answer because I love both of them.
What about you guys?
I think I focus more on giving gifts than receiving gifts.
But we do love the feeling of getting a gift.
I mean, I will not be mad at you if you send me a gift. Yes. All right.
Do you like getting gifts or giving gifts? Both. Okay.
Vanilla or strawberry?
Oh, it depends. Because strawberry is like multifaceted. You could use it with like brownies, on cake, but I also love strawberry. I feel like strawberry was once overrated, then it became like this lonely little flavor over there. So because of that, I'll go with vanilla.
Wow. I guess I use vanilla more in like...
Yeah, you can use vanilla on anything.
Yeah.
You can use vanilla to make a shake.
Yeah.
Okay, this one, I think I already know what Sabrina's answer is. Movie night or board game night?
I
think
board
I know.
game night.
Yeah.
Board game night.
I would prefer a movie night.
Yeah, I like a good competition. Guys, I am a different person with my family when we're playing dominoes. Feech. I'm sorry for whoever.
She's not related to any of them when she's playing games. And you guys?
It depends where I am. If I am with my parents and my family from that side, it's board games.
Yes.
If I'm at home, I'll do movie because I can't play board games on my own. Nobody wants to play games with me at home.
We've just started a movie night with my family.
That's great.
Boys, so we're doing movie nights.
All right.
Red or pink?
Pink. Red.
Actually, if we're thinking Valentine's Day, I like red. I feel like I like pink. I'm sorry.
I'll say red. Red.
Roses or red or pink?
I think red.
Okay. It's okay if you like pink too, you know.
I have a lot of pictures.
Okay.
I mean, he wants flowers.
Yes.
So, you know what? I love us, a very inclusive group here on this couch.
Roses or tulips?
I love tulips.
I love tulips too.
I love tulips.
I really do.
I think I feel like roses, yes, roses are beautiful. I don't mind a rose. But I think the tulips that come in so many various colors and shades, I love a tulip.
Roses or tulips?
Tulip.
Tulip?
The last time I got a
Roses.
tulip.
I have. The last time you got flowers, it was tulips?
Yeah, it was a big, I think they call it it's a dark red. I got it at Springfield.
Okay.
Beautiful.
And it grows in your garden?
Unfortunately.
That's
it didn't make it. Yes. Okay.
And you?
I prefer roses. I plant my own roses, so.
Do you have all colors?
Not as much as I would like, but I do have several.
Okay.
Okay.
And stay in or go out?
Staying in.
I'm sorry, guys.
It takes a lot for me to go out.
We gotta recharge. We're gonna recharge inside
at home. But thank you guys so much for playing with us. I really appreciate it.
Fun.
And I love that we kind of had the same.
Yeah, we learned some stuff about each other.
Yes, but thank you guys so much. And of course, thank you for having this wonderful conversation with us as well. We gotta take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll be wrapping up our OYE show for this Thursday morning. Stay with us.
Langsert, and I'm a teacher, and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer, with these online that Belize Bank offer, is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
The Social Security Board, in collaboration with the Labor Department, takes this opportunity to remind insured persons of the requirements for compensation when on sick leave. Any employee who has worked with an employer for at least 2 months is entitled to 16 working days of sick leave with full pay every year. This is how it works. Upon approval of a sickness or injury benefit claim by SSD, 80% of the employee's weekly insurable earnings is paid as a Social Security benefit, and the difference in the employee's salary is paid by the employer. This is to ensure that the employee does not suffer any loss of wages when ill. After 16 days, compensation for sick leave is paid as a Social Security benefit only. Some conditions apply. This message is brought to you by the Social Security Board and the Labor Department. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Really? You not switch yet? You know what? I tell you, I don't.
You used to call me on my cell phone, late night just to stay in touch. Call me on my cell phone, cause our connection used to mean so much. And I know when that thought line bling, February's got that love to bring. Yeah, I know when that thought line bling, Smart is giving you everything. These days all I do is wonder if you're still connected with somebody else. Wonder why you're missing out on what's best for yourself. You could have had more, but you're still stuck with them. You don't need no one else, you don't need nobody else. So it's time to switch up and brand, cause Smart's the best in the land. They got the top speed and the best service for your phone. message just switch to them. It's smarter, no one else. You used to call me on my cell phone.
Coming up, a festival of long-distance running with some very familiar chums. How about Run Barbados? When it comes to entertainment, this iconic couple really puts on a show. Caribbean Passport TV brings the region closer together. Exciting destinations, healthier meals. Be viewing this station. So have your passport ready and let's travel.
Belize, a nation full of promise, beauty, and ambition. As we look to the future, there's a story unfolding that's bringing hope to communities across our country. A story of growth, resilience, and opportunity. The good news? Belize's unemployment rate is declining, and that's something to celebrate. Tune in on February 17th for the second episode of Pocket Plans with Rumil Arana.
Thanks for sticking with us. We had a really fun Thursday this morning, chatting up about some really impactful things taking place across the country. But then also, I really enjoyed the idea of winding down conversations with some fun games with our guests. And so as we wrap up, we do want to still say happy Galentine's Day to you guys. It's been really fun. Do you have any plans,
You know what? I think I'm going to have a solo time this weekend. I'm gonna maybe I'll cook myself a nice dinner and watch a good movie. I have a lot on the list that do you guys have any movie recommendations for me?
The best Valentine's Day movie to watch. I really love old rom-coms.
I love rom-coms. I'm not a romantic watcher for movies, but I will watch a rom-com. I think they're fun. I like fun things to do. I will watch an action movie that has, a little bit of romance in there, but never like a fully romantic movie. Any plans about?
It's gonna be a full house for me this weekend. I'm gonna be doing the aunt thing as I
normally do. You're a good auntie.
And so I'm going to be having the girls over, and then on Saturday we're going to be baking some cupcakes and decorating, and so it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun, and if you are celebrating Galentine's Day or Valentine's Day, let us know how you plan to celebrate with your loved ones. But Sabrina, we do got to go, but before we do, it is February 13th, and we have a couple of birthday shout outs.
Yes, we do. Now, I think anybody who has a birthday on the 13th might feel super, super special later on in their years when they're celebrating not only Galentine's Day, but Valentine's Day on your birthday.
I had a friend of mine when I was out on vacation, and of course, she got married. Congratulations again, G. But her wedding week was also like her birthday week.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yes, and so she was like at a store and somebody's like, oh my God, 2 for 2, congratulations, how are you celebrating? And it was just such a fun time. So you're absolutely right. Persons that are celebrating their birthday today, you guys are extra special.
And we have 2 extra special persons to say happy birthday to. We want to say happy birthday to Camila. This is Marlene's niece, as well as Kiara. There's Camila. Happy birthday to ya.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya.
Happy birthday. And then happy birthday to Kiara. And this one comes from Whitney. We hope you have a special birthday today.
Oh, look at how cute she looks. Happy birthday to you.
You know, I really love watching kids celebrate their birthdays. A lot of times, these kids in this day and age, they're getting cupcakes for the entire class.
They're getting cupcakes for the entire class. They're celebrating not just their birthday, Sabrina, but their birth month. Mm-hmm. So happy birthday, Camila and Kiara, of course, from all of us here at Open Your Eyes, and your family and friends. And if you have a birthday shout out or just a question or a comment, you can drop us a line right here at oie@channel5belize.com.
And you can also send us a text at 675-2555.
And of course, you can catch our live stream on Facebook every day at Open Your Eyes BC.
And also on Instagram at OYE Belize.
And of course, do us a favor and join us again for our Valentine's special tomorrow when you.
It's gonna be me and Paul in the house.
Yes, yes. But make sure that you open your eyes
and start your morning right.
Be sure to keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts open.
We'll see you tomorrow. Belize, have a wonderful Thursday.
Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.